Here's something that doesn't make logical sense until you've lived it. You can be the most connected person in every room and still feel completely alone. Full calendar, active group chats, a social media feed that looks like a highlight reel of community and connection, surrounded by coworkers during the day, family in the evening, acquaintances everywhere in between, and still, in the quiet moments between all of it, a hollow feeling that none of the noise quite fills. That's not antisocial, that's not ungrateful, that's not a character flaw, that's the difference between being surrounded and being known. Most people have plenty of the first and are starving for the second. I read something recently that stopped me completely. The United States Surgeon General issued an official advisory declaring loneliness a public health epidemic, not just a personal struggle, a public health crisis, affecting millions of people across every age group, income level, and social background. We are the most digitally connected generation in human history, and we are somehow lonelier than any generation before us. Jesus had crowds following him everywhere he went, thousands of people, constant demand, non-stop need pulling at him from every direction, and yet Scripture shows us that he cultivated a small inner circle. 12 disciples he did life with daily. 3, Peter, James, and John, he brought into his most sacred and vulnerable moments. And 1, John, described as the disciple whom Jesus loved, who leaned against him at the Last Supper. Even Jesus, fully God, fully human, needed to be truly known by a few rather than vaguely recognized by many. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. The antidote to loneliness in a crowded life is not more activity. It is not more followers. It is not a fuller schedule. It is depth. Choosing 1 or 2 relationships and investing in them with the kind of intentionality that most people reserve for their careers. Or it is vulnerability, allowing someone to see past the version of you that has everything together. It is presence, putting the phone down long enough to actually be in the room with the people who matter most. You were not designed for surface-level connection. You were built for the kind of relationship where someone knows your name and also knows your story and shows up anyway. That kind of connection doesn't happen by accident. It requires intention in a world that keeps offering you width instead of depth. I'm Ricky, and I want to be honest. I have had seasons where I was busier than I had ever been and lonelier than I had ever felt. And what pulled me out was not more activity. It was one honest conversation with one person who actually wanted to know how I was really doing. Start there today. Now go share this with someone who has been performing connection online while quietly starving for it in real life. And then go out and have an amazing day on purpose.